Well, hello everyone. Welcome in. I'm Taffany and this is Tika's Gardens. And today we are going to talk about how I store seeds that I use for my vegetables and things like that. I'll show you my seed storage compartment that I use. And I'm going to do a little work back here in the vegetable garden. I am going to pull up that corn right back there, pick some tomatoes and some peppers, and just, a little vegetable garden work today. So let's get started. So when I'm out picking my tomatoes and peppers, I have a couple of these little baskets, which I just got from Dollar Tree. And well, what is it, $1.25, $1.50, $3, $5 Tree now. But I just use these when I'm collecting. And I've got a bunch of habaneros on here and a few tomatoes. So let me show you what's on the plants and kind of show you what the corn looks like, so you can see why I'm pulling it. You may not be able to see it, but Miss Tika is off over there in the distance, right there. You can see her black and white spots. She is fixated on something. I don't know if it's a bird or a squirrel, but we've got a very loud bird up there. But you can see that my habaneros a week or two ago were much thicker with leaves. Now they're kind of yellowing and thinning out, so that tells me that they're probably just about done for the season. They're still growing peppers, but I think they're just getting tired from the cold weather to warm weather to cold weather, the back and forth. So yeah, so I think I'll pick as much as I can and stay on top of it so I don't miss any before it completely goes. And there is a little one underneath there. You can kind of see it has a pepper on it as well. Here are the tomatoes. You can see some in there getting red. I typically have started picking them as they start showing signs of getting red because, excuse me, something has been kind of getting in them and eating them. So I get them before something else gets them at this point. There's some smaller ones in there, so we'll be picking those. And the corn, you can see it is brown. It is pretty much done. There are some kernels of corn that kind of stopped. I think this last frost just kind of did it for them. The last 30-degree weather. So we'll pull them up. I'm gonna peek inside of the little corns that are there, see if anything is edible. Probably not. But yeah, so we're gonna get the corn out. And that's gonna be it as far as what I'm gonna do in the vegetable garden. And then again, like I said, I'll show you how I store my seeds. All right, so the corn is up. We've got some tomatoes to cook with for the day and lots of peppers, lots and lots of peppers. So that's kind of it for the garden here in the vegetable garden as far as what I need to do. I piled the corn up over there. The trash pickup, as I said, is today, and they've already come through and grabbed our trash can. So I'm gonna bring it back here and stuff that corn inside of it. But let me show you also, like I said, how I store my seeds. So yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll get that dumped in the trash. I'll show you how I store my seeds. And it's just such a beautiful morning today, guys. So it's so fun to be out working. All right, well, we've got that done. So let's sit down and talk about seeds. Yeah, I have a collection of seeds, and they were all over the place in envelopes and grocery bags that I've saved and things like that. So I've got them organized, and I actually got the seed container from Amazon. So let me show you. It's so nice to just sit outside in the morning and just enjoy the weather, the sky. I just love being outside. And before I show you my seed storage, I had several questions from my last video about the white roses in the back. And I can't see any information other than the tag. This is the tag that came with it. There we go. It is just mini rose. It does have this QR code on it. So when I'm done filming, I am going to scan the QR code and see what it says, and whatever information it has, I'll put it all here for you on the rose if there's any valuable information to provide. But they are beautiful. I really love them, but they are just miniature roses. But I went from mess and chaos to being able to get everything into this seed storage container. And as I said, I got it from Amazon, and I'll make sure the link is below for anyone who's interested. But you open it, and I have a few seeds that are still in little baggies here. But you open it, and this is how they store. And it comes with labels that you can write, on, and stick your labels on your container here. And you can stick your labels wherever you want, on the front or back or the edges here. I have a little small portable label thing that my husband got me, label printer, and the app is on my phone, so I just use that for my labels. And all of my seeds are here, and I still have a few containers that I haven't used yet. They come in the plastic like that. And so I have vegetables, and I have some flowers and some herbs. So I've got a container here that I just labeled perennials, if you can see. And you just open, and you can see there are different seed packets in here. I've got a wildflower mix. Let's pull that out. I actually bought this just a couple months ago, or maybe a little bit longer, maybe September, October. I'm gonna try this out this season coming up. I've got seeds of Asclepia, from the Asclepia that I've been growing in the garden. I collect seeds. And I've got some Shasta daisy seeds there. So those are some perennials. I've got a container of annuals. Upside down. There we go. I think I got it to you the right way. Anyway, so in the annuals container, I've got zinnias. I've got cosmos. Here's some cosmos. I've got African daisies, alyssum, sweet William, and this is toad flax. They actually had these seeds at the repair shop where I took my car to get some repairs done. They had a little box with seeds in it of the toad flax, so I got a couple packs of that. And so these are some annuals and perennials that I hope to try out this season. I've got some seeds for sunflowers. You can see the label. I've got catnip for Tika, cilantro, and these seeds I collected from, you can see the packets in there. These little packets I got from Amazon as well. They're little paper packets. And you can put your seeds in it. And on the back you can label and date. And so these I actually collected from cilantro that I was growing in the garden. And these are some seeds of cilantro, coriander that I had purchased. So I basically just have everything categorized, and they're all stored in here. We've got dill, bell pepper seeds, carrots, varieties of carrots that can take the warm weather, spinach, corn, cabbage, watermelon. The watermelon seeds that I have are from my great-grandfather. I showed them in a video from last winter, so you could probably look for that. These are from the early 1900s. So I said I was going to experiment with them and see how I can get them to grow. I'm not going to open the packet, but yeah. So these are my great-grandfather's. And these are from a watermelon that we grew here in the yard last season, Crimson Sweet. So I bagged these all up into these little packets that I got. So I got the packets and this from Amazon, and it has really helped me to stay organized. But I've got cabbage, okra, mustard, turnip, collards, kale, just you name it. I was able to store everything that I had in here. So instead of a bunch of different envelopes and a bunch of these little ones, this is lettuce, broccoli, and cabbage. I've got cabbage here. I have to make a lettuce and a broccoli container. That's why these are in here like this. but because I'm not done. But yeah, this has been a lifesaver for me, because literally I had envelopes. I'm like manila envelopes that you would use to mail something in. I had regular white envelopes that you would mail a letter in. I had stuff thrown in grocery bags that you save after you've gone grocery shopping, and it just was everywhere, and it was a mess. So I am now fully organized, and you just close it up, and I keep it in a drawer with some other plant supplies and some plant food for my plants indoors. And so that's it, and you can just carry it with this handle. So this has made me look like I know what I'm doing. So anyway, guys, I wanted to share this with you because I know there are some other people who are just a mess like I was and was looking for something, and this is what I found for me. Maybe it'll help you out as well. But yeah, I'm loving it. So this is how I keep my seeds organized now. And as far as labels for plants, I always keep at least one label from everything that I plant, and they're in a large envelope that I keep in the house, so I can always refer back to it. So again, like I said, I'll scan that QR code and see what information I can find, if it tells me a specific species of the white rose that I have or not. But for now, I can just only tell you that it is a miniature rose, and the tag says mini rose, and it comes in various colors. I just really thought the white looked really good and healthy. And here are the vegetables we picked for this morning. And let me tell you what, we have been using these habaneros. My husband likes spicy foods, so he, puts peppers in a lot of stuff, and I've just adapted over the years to that, my taste buds. So I'm used to spicy foods, but these peppers have been hot. I mean, hotter than normal. So I'm not complaining, but they definitely have some kick. So I love these. And these are habaneros that I got from the garden center that I purchased and planted back in the spring. So this is winter, and I planted them in, I don't know, maybe March or April of 2025. We're in January of 2026, and they're still going. So they have given us a bounty this year, and the tomatoes are doing great too. So that is what's going on in the garden for right now. And we got that corn out with those mites or aphids or whatever. I just didn't want other things in the garden to get infested, so I figured the corn had really kind of stopped growing, the ears of corn, and I think it's from, like I've said before, a lot of things, although a lot of things look good, there are things that were hit with the temps going into the 30s and then to the 70s and then back to the 30s and 40s, just all over the place. So I think that it just stalled the corn growth, so those ears that came out just kind of stopped where they were, and they've been like that for like over a month now. So yeah, I just went ahead and pulled them out. But that is going to be it for today, guys. Thank you for joining me in the garden. I hope the information I provided was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed being out on this beautiful morning with me here in January, a whole new year. I'm loving it, and I'm looking forward to next week. My birthday is in a week, so I'm going away with my sister for a little bit just to relax and have some fun. So it's important that I pull things that I know the rest of the family's not going to get to while I'm gone. And I saw that they're going to get some temps in the 30s next week while I'm gone. So, I'll do what I can before I leave, and cross my fingers that someone steps out of the house and helps me out with picking peppers and stuff while I'm gone. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.